Finally, Peppa has come back for your Raw review. This is KBW. I am White Peppa, and this is your Monday night Raw review. All right. How's everybody feeling? I hope everybody's had a great week. I hope you did not drink bleach after watching this show. Some of it had me thinking about maybe a little bleach cocktail. But otherwise, it was an alright show. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? All right. The John is on. Here we go. Monday Night Raw was live from a place I don't know. New Orleans. It was from Nolans. Yay. From New Orleans. Highlights, basically. We have the boss, Sasha Banks. She kind of came out and she kind of like all the reports that went off about her being in the and all the crap that happened to her after WrestleMania, where she was crying, she pout, and she took her ball, go home, all that lovely shit. She kind of like put it out in the open, and then Natty came out, and whooped her ass real quick. Basically, it was cool, but it was lacking. It has some stuff that was lacking too. She just wasn't like, you got to put that. It was good, but the promo didn't have the heart in it to get past. So it could have been a much better promo. Like with the stuff she could have came out with, she really could have came out with like a good shoot-ish promo, and then like a Punk promo, but didn't. So it was alright. Of course, Beck, as confusing as ever. Natty comes out, beats her up. The last 2 weeks she was seeing specialists for this John, and now she can fight with it as long as she puts a cloth sleeve on her elbow. Thank God for cloth, healer of many things. So that's how Raw started. It was not anything crazy, but next up we had King of the Ring first round match: Ricochet and King Drew McIntyre. This match was a very good match. It was fantastic. The ending killed my bracket. Ricochet actually gets the win here. Drew Holiday plays for the New Orleans Pelicans. So there you go. That is your intertwine of the episode. So with Drew McIntyre losing this match, Ricochet is kicking off into the next round, and Drew McIntyre is falling further into the abyss, which is sad, man. That man has some killer momentum going into this whole thing, and from having that much momentum to going into this, that's not awesome. So Samoa Joe will be the next matchup for young Ricochet. Ricochet and him obviously have fought for the U.S. title, with Ricochet beating him for the U.S. title. So that'll be fun to see. I think that Ricochet is winning the next one as well. I think they're going to pull him kind of straight through the tournament now. No point in making Samoa Joe win, so we'll see. Overall, good match. Like, if you guys are going to have to go back, if you guys want to go back and physically watch things on Raw, suggestion number one, watch this. Watch Ricochet and Drew. They kind of let him go for once. It was 20-something minutes, I believe. So they actually let them, tear the house down a little bit. And it was a good match between two very good talents. Next up, another King of the Ring first round match. We had Baron Corbin, or as we call him, Delco's finest. He looks just like Delco, everybody. He has his beater on, some sneakers with slacks. I don't know what the hell he's looking like now. He's more confusing as the day is long. He went against The Miz in a first round bout. Couldn't care less. But Baron Corbin wins this match, and it's kind of makes sense. A Baron Corbin as King of the Ring could be some of the most annoying, ignorant shit on earth, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. So Baron Corbin gets the win over The Miz. Miz was on it just so he can get his Miz and Mrs. shit across. Good for you, Miz. Keep making shows with a hot wave. Good job. So it looks like it says The Miz in the rear view, and he has to go up against young Cedric Alexander next. They have a little bit of a beef going there, but I like a potential Ricochet Cedric Alexander match. That could be a killer. So I'm in it. I hope to see that. That could be huge. Yeah, so Baron Corbin may become the king next, and I'm totally in it. He wants it all. Didn't miss anything. Thought I did. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley comes out, and she wants to fight WWE Tag Team Champion Nikki Cross, but didn't want to talk to her friend who said she didn't care about the tag team titles earlier. Young Sasha, I thought they were girls, but I guess they're not. Because that would, I mean, I'd be pissed if we were like pissed about these tag titles, then Sasha goes live to say she was in a useless match against stupid titles, or for stupid tag team titles that she didn't care about, when she wanted to be in the main event where Becky Lynch was fighting for the title against Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair with a bigger paycheck. So that's, if I was Bayley, I would take an exception to that, especially if you're going to show up on Raw anyway. You might as well show up and punch that blue-haired biatch in the face, you know what I'm saying? But she didn't. So she goes against, so it's Bayley and Nikki Cross with no Alexa Bliss. So obviously Bayley gets the win because we can't make Nikki Cross look strong without Alexa by her side to help her cheat. So this was a simple match, nothing crazy to it. I don't understand the point to it. It was a time filler. Good for them. Next up, we had the end of the tag team division. The tag team division is not a thing anymore. I think they're going to burn the titles later on too, and we're just going to say fuck it to the whole idea of tag team wrestling. AEW can't start soon enough as far as this tag team wrestling goes. They have about 3 tag team matches all out that I'm ready to see them. We couldn't get one good one out of what we saw here. So it was a tag team turmoil match. It's the largest one in Raw history. It was, who the fuck was all in this? Alright guys, so this is who was all in it. Ready? Let me get this. Holy shit skis. Okay, so we had, the teams were Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, the B Team, Lucha, the Revival, the Viking Canadians, the OGs from the OC, Heavy Machinery, and wait for it, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler as a team out of nowhere. Instead of, I don't know, AOP, Street Profits, the many other teams they've shit on. But I really think AOP would have been an easier choice here, or just made sense to actually push a team, but they didn't. So we have, so it's Roode and Ziggler was this random ass team that was made. It is so goddamn dumb. I didn't get it. So the Viking Raiders, they beat the B team. They earn an early win over the B team. And then they get double disqualified with the OC for fighting each other and not listening to the referee. It's not the last time tonight that the referee will make us want to punch ourselves in the throat. So that leaves the Ziggler and Roode with the benefit of a clean slate. They get the Lucha House Party first, in which a super kick to the back of Gran Metalik's head by Dolph Ziggler gets the win. The Revival are next, and they take them down with a glorious DDT to Scott Dawson. And then that follows with Ryder and Hawkins, super kick to Ryder. That ends him, and it brings it down to just Heavy Machinery and the Dolph Roode connection. I was pulling for Dolph for the Heavy Machinery to win this thing, but it isn't their day. So they were about to get him with a trash compactor. Ziggler gets a zigzag on Otis on top of Tucker, which sets up a glorious DDT for what I like to call the win. So it was a glorious zag, which won this match. And Ziggler and Roode are going to be headed to Clash of Champions to face Rollins and Braun, who then will face each other. Rollins, Braun, tag champs, now going to face each other for the Universal Championship. Seth was not at Raw this week because him and Becky got engaged. Congratulations. And now, so they weren't on. They did some stupid promo from last week, which he accepted a challenge from his own tag team champion partner for a title match. So Clash of Champions is going to have 2 Braun Strowman matches, 2 Seth Rollins matches. What the hell's going on? So after they killed the entire division by having a fake team win the tag team turmoil match, that should be fun. Sasha goes up against Natty. This was a pretty good match. Both of them look really good. Sasha obviously comes out with the win here. If she didn't, might as well just throw that whole push out the window, and she should have just stayed on vacation doing whatever the fuck she was doing. So she gets the win with her, whatever that thing is she does, the bank statement, and then she came back and did it again. Everybody booed the hell out of her for continuously trying to injure Natty and keep on telling her dad keep on telling people that her dad is in hell. Crazy shits. So Cedric Alexander and Cesaro in a match that means nothing, but I was okay with it. Again, recommendation number 2, if you were to watch anything from Raw, is Cedric and Cesaro. Another great wrestling match. Who would have thunk it on a wrestling show, right? A 3-hour wrestling show, they give you a good wrestling match. Cedric comes up with another good win. Cesaro, you can see he's just one of them guys he's in that Ziggler territory, is like, will always put on a good match, but won't get anywhere, which sucks, but great match nonetheless. So next up, you're going to have Baron Corbin for young Cedric. We'll see how that goes. Cedric got his legs hurt during the match with Cesaro, so see if it kind of comes into play against Baron Corbin in the next round. U.S. champ AJ Styles goes against Braun Strowman in the main event. Guys, again, remember the bleach moment? If you hadn't have drank any bleach or even poured it in a shot glass, at least, after the tag team turmoil match, the ending of this match may you'll hear Lil Jon in your head singing shot, 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 everybody, because you'll want to after this crap. So Braun and AJ again for the United States Championship, with the OC being banned from ringside. Now I'm kind of angry only because, like, I was getting nervous that Braun was going to win the U.S. title, and then he would then have to fight another match, and then Clash of Champions would just be how many times are you going to see Seth and Braun. So Seth and Braun, so Braun goes at it again. Main event with young AJ Styles. Good match, back and forth, and then we had the calf crusher on. The big man would not let go. Then Braun crashed into Chad Patton, the referee, and sent Chad Patton tumbling outside the ring. Styles took advantage with a thumb to the eye, a kick in the nuts, and then here comes the OC to interfere. Remember, they were barred from ringside, and they started putting boots to asses. They started whooping on Strowman. Braun shook it off, and then Luke Gallows, they shook off both the tag team that used to be tag team champs, shook them off by himself with no problem. Before wailing on all three with a chair to kind of get them all taken care of, Chad Patton came to right at the exact moment when, having heard that someone got hit with a chair, Patton saw Braun holding the chair like this, like he wanted to. AJ pulled the Eddie Guerrero, where he was laying flat on the ground as if he had just been hit by the chair. Chad Patton, for the first time in WWE history, a referee went off what he heard and claims that he heard chair shot, sees chair, he's calling it a disqualification. So he DQs Braun Strowman from the match, costing him the title yet again, even though the OC was at ringside and it could have already been a freaking DQ. So you could have just DQ'd AJ for having his team at ringside instead of your referee hearing shit now. Like they're starting to put the referees are almost becoming too real life now. Like it feels like a baseball play. Okay? I was watching the Phillies tonight, and the third base called two different check swings tonight, like from Bryce and from I believe it was Scott Kingery. Two different ones. Man, he punched them out quick. Like he wanted to be behind the plate tonight. And it's starting to feel that way a little bit with WWE as they're having these refs kind of become too big of a deal in the matches. They're missing shoulders on there. They're missing feet on the rope. Suddenly making up rules where if they hear a chair shot, they can just, surmise who the hell it was who hit who with a chair. This obviously pissed the hell off Strowman. They were actually bleeping him because he said this is bullshit. Like you heard that part and then they're like, oh shit, we have to start bleeping Braun, and he looks like he's snapping. So he just beat the living hell out of both of these fellas, all three of them, with a chair. And the chair's still very tiny in Braun Strowman's hand, which makes me giggle just enough. So Clash of Champions is beginning to be how many times you're going to see them, which is okay. I mean, I guess. King of the Ring is still turning out to be the best thing overall right now. The matches are really, really good. My bracket is shot to shit, as of now anyway. I feel like that's it, guys. Like, I don't know what else I can take from this other than that. Again, the tag team thing really pissed me off, honestly. To bury all of them at one time, like the Revival, Ivar and Eric, like any of these guys, like, so now that I guess you're going to have a feud between the OC and the Viking Raiders. Is that how it's going to go? Like, so which one's going to turn babyface? They kind of were both headed in a heel direction, I thought, but I guess that's not the case. So if that's not the case, okay. But they better have a good feud coming, because you spoiled two really good tag teams on three. They spoiled Heavy Machinery, you spoiled the OC, you spoiled the Viking Raiders, you spoiled the Revival, don't care about Lucha House Party, don't care about the B Team, and don't care about Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. But there are teams in there that can do things. But the Revival are going up against the New Day at Clash of Champions for the tag team championships on that side. So they shouldn't even been in the match to begin with. Doesn't make sense. And when Scott Dawson got rolled up and his underwear went all up in his ass, I seen way too much man cheek and thigh, man. Thick thighs say lies, but Jesus Christ, I did not want to see that on my TV screen. So yeah, tag team division pooped on. Sasha, okay promo, could have been better. Cesaro and Cedric, watch that. Drew McIntyre going up against Ricochet, watch that. If those are the only two things you can watch out of those 3 hours, that's what I would recommend, and that will make you still think that WWE is on the right track. Otherwise, guys, yeah, the show was a miserable. Big weekend coming up, guys, for AEW, so you would think Raw would want to put more of an impression into your head going into the week here, instead of really just not doing a good job at anything, to be honest with you. Not doing a good job here leading up to a weekend that is going to, it's the next big shot in this Wednesday night war that's beginning, because this is AEW's big hello. Okay, this is their big hello to the wrestling industry. This is where the whole shebang begins. Okay, they gave you Double or Nothing. That's when you saw Jon Moxley, who's unfortunately now hurt, but you're going to have a lot now going into this, and it's big. It's big for them. So you would have thought they would have came out with a better show, and especially tag team wrestling. When people keep saying, can't wait for AEW, here comes some tag team wrestling, you would have thought they would say, look guys, let's put on a couple good tag matches, really let them know that our tag division, can go head to head against AEW's tag division. Instead, tag team turmoil match, and it was nothing but turmoil. They buried the entire division, and then you have a match where a referee is deciding the outcome for a U.S. championship. Guys, it's simple things. Logic gaps are huge. If you're not going to have logic involved in your storylines, there's no purpose. There's the Sasha and Bayley situation. How's Bayley, who shouldn't be on Raw, because wild card rule. So if there was no wild card rule, Sasha and her should never be in the same building. If they're in the same building and they're best friends, and someone says something like that, if my best friend, if Mr. Disrespectful took 9 months off, which he might be, I don't know, and then he comes back and says, I didn't need White Pepper on this show ever. I kind of hate the podcast. And then next time we're in the same studio doing work, would I not confront him? That's kind of obvious, ain't it? Like, stupid logic gaps like that are what kills people. And I get it. People are like, well, it's not realism. We're not caring for realism. We have The Fiend, okay, who obviously is very unrealistic. Actually, he's not. He's basically just a psychopath. It's just Bray lost his mind. Now he thinks he's doing a mask on. Awesome gimmick. Love the gimmick. Can't wait to see him kill Sting. That's some quick news I'll give you before I sign off this bitch. They announced, I forget who has Hell in a Cell this year, what city, but they announced that they will, that it's either going to be The Fiend versus Braun Strowman or Seth Rollins. So I feel like a Universal Championship match for The Fiend is coming, and hopefully taking the title off of Seth or Braun to really give a good run for this championship in his evil, dark, twisted world. But apparently he is going to face one of them in Hell in a Cell. And Braun said, finally, the student will become the teacher. And Bray quickly hit back with, LOL, come teach me then, son. And Seth, I'm ready for you, I believe, something like that. Because guess what? I'm not afraid to die. Literally. Period. So, if the Fiend's finally going to get into some, like, a real confrontation here, I'm for it. So, I'm looking forward to it. That's the only kind of piece of info I have. Be on the lookout. Me and Mr. Disrespectful, who will be making our tag team return in a few. I'm actually awaiting him now. And we're going to make our tag team debut, our re-debut back into the scene here on KBW. And I'm going to be we're going to do a Pro Wrestle Crate unboxing. We're going to make our predictions for both NXT UK Cardiff and for our AEW All Out preview. I hope you enjoy my Raw review. I hope you enjoy his SmackDown review that I believe is up already. He beat me to the punch. But I had a studio, and he has his car. That's how we had to do it. So I just wanted to make sure everything was done right. Had to wait a couple days. So guys, I hope you enjoy. Remember, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications. And keep on following us for more updates, breaking news, anything we can. We're going to try to pile up videos as we can. And giving you guys the best content we can. Please comment. I'm always down to hit you up. At KBCast on Twitter. I'm tweeting most things all the time. Especially look out for me this weekend, Saturday in general, with NXT UK and All Out on Saturday. Guys, get at me on Twitter. I am down. I would love to talk to you guys. Literally live tweeting it during the shows. Let me know what you think about the matches. We go back and forth on if we like the results, didn't like the results, who's shining, who's not shining. I'm down for anything, guys. So please hit me up at KBCast Saturday during both All Out and NXT UK Cardiff. I will be live tweeting both. Until next time, my peoples, this is the show. And that's the bottom line, because White Pepper said so.